Alaska, here we're talking about, we're reacting to...
Thank you for your speak talking about FatCon.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
There's actually a con.
Is Jabba's daughter? Oh.
Ready? I don't think you're ready.
I'm not ready.
Get ready.
No.
All right, y'all. Your girl Jay is officially going to FatCon 2025. That's right. Seattle, Washington, I'm coming for you.
It's in Washington.
Then you move to like Phoenix in August. Or Houston in August.
Put them all in fursuits.
Okay. Who are you? I like the added touch of her not being able to set down the 200...
This tool, sorry, against the hard video game bosses. I miss stuff like, sorry, this is a rant from previous video, but I miss my gum socket-doo. I miss that stuff. It's so hard to hack games nowadays.
Why they...
Is the FatCon really a thing in the U.S.? Apparently!
Yes. Sad to say.
That's so wrong. Why did they give her a small drink?
That's not so
I don't think that's a small.
Look at her hand. Look at look at her how fat on her fingers.
Oh, how you fat your fingies?
Well, it's got somewhere to go.
How you fat your
drink to tell people that
fingies?
she's going to an obesity convention. But now
Obesity
I'm interested.
convention.
Let's hear about FatCon.
So, for those wondering what FatCon is, well, it's literally what it sounds like. It's a fat liberation convention taking place in Seattle, Washington. FatCon has so much to offer.
Fat liberation.
I'm sorry. Being fat is not a way to get together. I mean, okay, so what do you all have in common? You're fat. Yay. What do you do at said fat convention? You sit there and talk about your, what is it called? BI?
Man, Papa John's gonna make a killing at that convention.
Oh, yeah, the convention's nothing but fast food. It's basically, no. Instead of renting out a convention center, they rent out a mall food court.
You gotta make sure it's a single level mall or else it's just gonna collapse.
Oh, God. There's enough human size
We
in
don't
this
care.
damn planet. I know. Wait, FatCon is a thing now. Oh, God.
It's based on me, but I don't care. That's me with this.
Maybe some mean that I do not care. That means the city where it is, there will be all day long an earthquake.
Offer like tons of programming and keynote speakers and movement classes and
Movement classes! You don't do any movement!
Okay, so wait. They need to have FatCon at a gym. That's movement. There
Is
we
this sponsored
go.
by Planet Fitness?
That's a good idea! Sponsored by Planet Fitness. If they all fall at the same time, it causes an earthquake.
literally like everything you could possibly dream of.
Except
Their
for
keynote speaker is gonna be Frogan.
Oh.
nutrition classes. I noticed how we
Nutrition
got the exercise
classes
in there because walking like 10 steps and doing some chair yoga is not that hard. But we forgot, really the only education that
What?
matters for them, which is learning how to eat less.
Poor machines.
Conveniently, the
They
convention
would
has
break.
everything but that, as far as I can see. Let's get more into it, but first,
What would you even sell at a fat convention?
Hoagies. Donuts.
Oh, cost a 10-point
Those things you have to wear on iPhone I can't get up.
wheelchairs. Yeah.
Forklifts.
Forklifts. We need a Rolla.
Oh, Raycon. It's sponsored by Raycon.
Don't care.
Go to
Fast food and soda. Life alert.
the Life
in
Alert.
the description. All right, welcome to FatCon.
If an earthquake happens in that city, I know why.
I like how they have it in January. The next one's going to be 2026.
Oh, God.
They have to have it in January in Seattle where it's cold.
Oh, what is the point of this?
It's Fat Convention on the West Coast. FatCon
The
has been
biggest fat convention on
There's more?
going
Wait.
on for 2 years.
There's other smaller fat conventions on the West Coast?
They kept eating. They got bigger.
No. There's like the slime, and you cut it, and it makes more little slimes.
Now, and it takes place in Seattle, Washington. At the convention, you can hear a talk from one of the excellent guests. You can meet our real-life mermaid. You can...
That's not a mermaid. That's a merwhale.
It's a manatee.
A manatee.
Oh my goodness, it's a manatee, but I love sea cow. Oh, like in the movie WALL-E. Oh yeah, the movie WALL-E. You're right. Oh Lord. We'll freeze over. Let's go to Japan and they cause an earthquake. That's an orca. This is a good trap for the camps in the street to focus them.
Tectone reacted to this video. He had an idea. This is actually set up by someone who's a cannibal, and they try to fan him up, and a couple of them disappear every.
Oh my goodness!
Tectone said that idea.
Oh my god, that reminds me of that one episode of the fat guy killer in Family Guy.
I don't remember that episode.
I watched a lot of Family Guy when it was fucking on Adult Swim, middle of the night. I had nothing better to watch, so I just kind of spammed watching a Family Guy back then. Free Willy.
Free Willy.
Moon Thing the hippo.
Moontang the hippo.
Moon Thing.
Moontang.
It's a thing.
Oh, I must.
Tape a paper to a
The
door
Nutty
that
Professor.
says...
God, I missed the Nutty Professor. That was a good movie.
Oh my god! Fat female.
Fat femmy slut.
My body is scarred. My body is loved and lovely and loved.
My body is my home. So you're a turtle.
They're all like Gundams. There's someone.
Fatty. Fat. Oh, Dake. And then.
Can't read
Eat
this
ice
out loud.
cream.
When Postmates delivers
I
6
just
times
had
the
ice
amount of
cream, too.
ice cream you ordered, you have no choice but to share. I knew my fellow fatties would appreciate some gourmet ice cream, and they sure did.
That sounds like a real time and a
I gotta point this out that's depressing. Why are they all women?
Yeah, there's another point.
Where's the fat guys?
Hey now, are there?
Are you fat con? How are you fat con? But back then they use whale grease for the lantern. Now they have to get options. No, people greased lanterns.
I heard this was a theory I heard years ago. They can use fat to make oil. We can power the U.S. with our fat asses.
What a memory. And of course, don't forget the fashion shows because there's a lot of fashion at this convention.
Oh.
Why was there a fat person in a wheelchair at a fashion show? They're like they use
what fashion? I just see a moo.
This is why Joann's went out of business. They took all the fabric.
Oh my god, no!
But most importantly, FatCon is all about bringing people together in larger bodies to spread fat joy.
Fat joy to me is letting go of shame and allowing myself to...
No, you need shame.
So they all are trying to graduate to become Santa Claus.
I always hear there's a person in a bigger body. Are you a Gundam? You're not a person in a bigger body.
Lizzo, Fat Albert. Oh my god, Fat Albert.
Biggest...
Where's the biggest buff back, man? When you need them. The biggest bluff back.
feel good.
Oh
in the
my
body that
gosh.
I am glorifying.
Dude, no. Loco made me think of, I can't remember what season, but Baki.
Baki.
Remember? I can't.
Oh my god, that season with the prison.
Yeah, with the prison.
And they brought out the big... Oh my-
super buff, big black guy. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. And he had that white, super fat girlfriend.
Baki is just it's Dragon Ball on drugs. I swear to God.
Limp Bizkit, they see me rolling.
In obesity every day, and that is my fat joy.
Why does this woman talk like she owns more than 5 cats? I mean, I'm
we
getting the
have
vibes
2
of
of 'em.
someone who not only glorifies
Yeah.
obesity, but also cheerfully says the term fur babies a lot.
Fat joy in all
Listen
of it.
to her talk. She has to inhale so she can breathe, so she can talk.
Expression is a rebellion. Parts of our culture tell us that we're only allowed to be fat as long as we're trying to get thin, or as
What?
long as we're healthy and completely able.
That's not a rebellion, that's called giving up. You find joy in not being healthy and not being completely able.
It's called being lazy.
Yeah, they're just making excuses because the truth is, if you're that big, people don't live that long. Rarely you see people that big in their 60s and never in their 70s.
Yeah, haven't we heard, like, there's been a bunch of, like, influencers that have been overweight that had been passing lately?
Yeah, there was a few of them I've heard.
Anyway, FatCon's goal is not just to bring people together to spread fat joy. It feels like its true motive is on the website here, where it says, "Our mission is to improve the lives of fat humans
Is
through
it, though?
art, health, and public policy. We don't seek acceptance, we seek fat liberation." What the hell is fat liberation?
Okay, so you're helping fat people by handing out ice creams. That's all I saw at this convention was handing out ice creams and people shuffling on a runway wearing muumuus.
At first, I thought it was Ralphie May. Then you...
I admit I have some belly, but these people are mind broke. They are.
Yeah, at one point in my
not
life, I
healthy.
was 335 pounds, and I got down to, like, 190.
Yeah, you also took karate when you were growing up too.
No, not when I was growing up. I was in college.
When you were in college. That helped you lose weight, huh?
Yeah. Another thing that helped me lose weight, I got the stomach flu for like a month. I could barely eat.
Let's see. First I thought I was Ralphie May. Now you boss it just right.
Fat liberation aims to reclaim power over fat bodies and lives so that folks can live free from discrimination and persecution.
Why do you have a guy that's so fat he's about to fall out of a wheelchair?
Why did that for some reason? Actually, no. That one right back there makes me think of Nikakavo.
This one?
The other side, Nikakavo.
It is. Oh my god.
If you send them flying in the ocean, we would have the biggest typhoon.
Tsunami.
Tsunami. Two typhoons.
He's-
I do words. God.
No English?
Oh, so you're like oppressed because you eat too much pizza. That seems to be what they're saying here.
For those of you who don't know NAFA, NAFA is
And they're wearing a mask indoors.
the National
Wait!
Association to
Wait!
Advance Fat Acceptance. We want to build
No!
a movement where 100
No, fat liberation. Don't wear masks. You can't breathe.
So you care about getting the coronavirus, but you don't care about losing pounds.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
million Americans have a political identity as fat.
What this person who is still pointlessly wearing a mask in 2025 is saying is that instead of actually fixing their life problems, they're going to try to bully the government into giving them special protections, as if they were like confined to a wheelchair from a spinal injury, or if they were people with real disabilities that aren't self-inflicted. That's what this convention seems to be mostly about, and this kind of ideology has been quite an annoying trend.
It's always people with purple hair and the biggest, weirdest glasses I've ever seen in my life. We can never find these glasses. You wouldn't
I
get...
don't want to find those glasses. They're ugly.
But
Why
the
would you
radical
want
left. I have
giant windows on your eyeballs? No, my glasses are the nice little squares. You got little, no plastic frames today. They got a
Yes.
metal bridge though.
What does that say?
The secret. Oh, wait. Wait.
They got a secret
Wait.
snack. Hash
Next.
I just haven't got that.
I wonder if Big and Tall sell their clothes there.
Just big.
There
no
you
tall.
go.
Self-inflicted problem, and instead
That's
of fixing
probably
it,
what they
I
sell.
demand that everyone cater to me.
I'm dedicating 2025 to fighting for the Fat Equality Bill of Rights, and I
There's a fat Bill of Rights.
want you to be part of this revolution.
That was the girl from the start, and she has eaten
She gotten bigger.
I still find it funny she's wearing that does look
herself
like a
into having
small.
such severe breathing problems that she has to use an assisted breathing device for most of
I'm sorry, no. Okay, so like you were saying, you're fat. So you and I are both pretty pudge.
We're not that bad, but yeah, we need to lose a few pounds.
We try. Well, at least we go to the gym every now and then.
We try to eat less. I get like I've been all day working outside,
Because you were mowing grass and junk.
the day.
but we're now to the point where we can't breathe.
Yeah, if you have trouble breathing while you're walking, then there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry. That's just the fact of life. There's something unhealthy about you. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. It's easy to make fun of people that are overweight. I've dealt with that all my life. Woo. But
You've always been mobile. You never had real, other than maybe your blood pressure. You never had health problems.
my blood pressure is also due to my genetics too, because my dad had it and my grandma had it, and they weren't fat.
She's in a wheelchair. Poor chair.
Yeah, I lost around 100 pounds in 2 years just by changing my diet. Yeah, I don't touch soda.
Oh yeah, one thing I need to show you. I want to show you this, but here I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Nope.
Deviants.
All right.
What are you showing?
Calculator. Bro,
Yeah.
this actually shows you how many calories you need to burn, like in a given day, to maintain your body. Let's say, okay, I'm gonna dox myself here.
You're gonna dox your own potato.
35,
You're
I am-
6'3".
6'2".
Oh, 6'2". I thought you were 6'3".
I bounce. It depends on it, and I'm about 250.
You're 1,000. You forgot to erase that part.
I'm not that heavy. Calculate. For me to maintain my weight, this is how many calories I need to eat, and that's just sitting on my ass. Now, say if I exercise 2 or 3 times a week, I can eat this many calories. This is your blood mark. Oh, what I'm trying to think.
I'm not doing me.
But that's basically what you need to maintain. If you need to lose weight, eat less calories than this.
Save that for later, but I'm not doing me on stream. Screw that.
All right.
You never ask a girl their weight. 6'3" with heels.
as a young person.
Fat individuals face barriers that nobody should have to live with. Whether it's being turned away from a doctor's office, not fitting into seats on public transportation, or being unfairly judged in the workplace. These
Even at my biggest, I could sit in a plane seat.
Yeah. How... I'm sorry. When it comes to planes and stuff, you probably shouldn't be flying. I'd be worried you'd make the plane too heavy.
It's split in half.
Ooh, unless said lady asks the man.
Don't ask. Yeah, don't ask about my dick size.
aren't just inconveniences, they're human rights violations.
Okay, it's a human right.
It's a human rights violation because you ate yourself to the point where you can't fit in a seat.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
violation
kind
if
of
you
on
can't
you.
fit into a chair at a restaurant. Maybe she can sue them like that girl sued Lyft because she was too
Oh,
obese to
yeah.
fit into a car.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like the civil rights
We
movements that
reacted
have
to
reshaped
that.
history, we're fighting for a world where fat people are treated with fairness, not just tolerance. This is
Hold on.
Yeah, sneeze.
I gotta sneeze. Damn it! Damn it! Give me my sneeze! Damn it!
That
Lost
hurts.
it.
Poor car.
Oh yeah, poor car.
But
Dude, we've seen. God, my aunt, she's like in their 400s. We've seen what a fat person can do to a car.
but one thing.
I didn't sneeze though. I wanted to, but it didn't come.
I'm gonna come.
Don't come.
But
One thing for sure. On a date, it will be extremely for the restaurant. Expensive for the restaurant.
About the right to exist without fear of discrimination, exclusion, or ridicule.
You are being treated
What?
fairly. You get the same size chair as everyone else. It's equal.
Yeah, exactly.
What you're asking for is called privilege.
Let's push for the
Yeah.
Fat Equality Bill of Rights to become a law, because your body deserves justice. We deserve justice. So join me. Head to change.org/fatequality and let's make 2025 the year we change everything.
Okay,
No.
I have to see this. Let's go take a look at the Fat Bill of Rights. She
Oh,
starts out
God.
by saying, "We have been treated as less than or invisible."
you are not fucking invisible.
Oh, no.
We can see you. We're pretty clear. Bless you.
I assure you, Jay, that both of those things are not possible. Then she goes on about how she's mad that she has to pay more for airline seats. Let's get to her demands. Number 3, all individuals must receive health care in environments equipped with size-inclusive equipment, such as wider MRI machines, appropriately calibrated scales, and large...
Wait, what?
You want a bigger MRI machine because your fat ass can't go on the tube. You want appropriate calibrated scales, which most medical scales go up to 300-400 pounds.
Oh my goodness. Fat rights. Did I hear that right? Or my... kicking in.
Your hospital
Oh,
gowns.
God.
Got it. So she wants
If
hospitals to
they
spend
take
millions of...
two seats on a plane, make the ticket more expensive for them to buy. Yes.
Well, not only that, the plane is gonna burn more fuel to move your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. Someone needs to tell, what does that say? Oh, or is that RFK?
Yeah.
About this is what to see the look on his face.
He'd be the guest surprise speaker there.
Oh yeah, I heard something interesting. Again, this was the random conspiracy theory videos I've been watching, but someone was saying like food that they were eating like the same foods that they had in America versus somewhere else.
And the foods are different colors.
Not just that, but he gained weight from the food he ate here in America versus the same food he ate somewhere else. He didn't gain any weight.
Yeah, because all the crap we put in food.
So yeah, no, maybe this Bill of Rights should be more of not making us fat.
Wait, she wants one seed for one cheek.
I reread that. Here's my response to that woman's statements. Wireless woman hit the weights and treadmill like me. Dude, I think ultimately, America needs to stop putting shit in its food. I think that's what needs to be happening.
Yeah.
At least with the MRI, she will know how her mom felt by giving birth. Oh. I mean,
Dollars on new
seriously,
machine.
I'm sorry. If it's the more and more I think about it, when I did Slim for Life, I noticed a big difference when I stopped eating certain foods, any processed junk. I noticed my mind was clearer, I felt happier, I felt healthier. And then the moment I went back to eating stuff like garbage like that, the moment I could feel myself just, America's screwing us over. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fact check for yourself, whatever, my opinion, blah, blah, blah.
So she doesn't have to go to the zoo to weigh herself. Number 4, employers must provide
It's
accommodations
expensive to get-
such as
yeah.
ergonomic seating and appropriately sized uniforms. Number 5,
Here's a good question.
What?
Why is it so expensive to get organic, healthy stuff versus the more it takes to make all this?
It's the packaging. Also, organic's a scam. You just buy regular vegetables, you'll be fine.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Well,
regular,
also-
healthy stuff.
Because the unhealthy stuff has a lot of stuff that keeps it from rotting. My brain farted for a minute. but preservatives. Versus, say, vegetables, you have to get it there fresh. That's why it probably costs a little bit more.
Wouldn't it make more sense, though, that the stuff that they had to put shit in would be more expensive?
But they can make it en masse. That's another thing. Processed food can be made en masse versus, say, vegetables, fruit.
Takes a while to grow.
Yeah.
Keeping all
All
the good stuff for
individuals,
themselves.
regardless of body size, have the right to comfortable and accessible seating in all public spaces. Jeez, how many of these rights have to do with this woman being too fat to sit down in a regular chair?
What's heaven like? Oh, it's fine. There's a shortage of chairs. Oh.
What?
8 of them. 8 out of 10 of these rights have to do with sitting down.
Dude,
You can't make this shit up.
Logic Dude has a good point here. For me, one thing, since I changed my diet, as soon as I ate something too greasy, I felt sick.
Remember one time I had McDonald's? I haven't had it forever, and it felt sick after eating it. But yeah, it's like greasy. Anything with oil and grease in it. Like that's why I want to eat more rice and chicken, like real chicken I made up. Because it's fresh chicken breast, not stuff you get
Processed junk. Yeah.
This actually seems to be a strong concern from the body positivity movement, as multiple people involved with FatCon have expressed their concern about being too big to sit down.
What does fat shaming mean to me? It means being able to go to a restaurant or a show or anywhere and not have to worry about squeezing into a seat.
I mean, I can think of one way that you wouldn't have that problem.
Oh wait, so a bunch of fat people just got together and sat there and bitched that they can't sit.
They can't sit down.
For a second there, I thought he said that the convention itself didn't have the right kind of seats. That would have been ironic.
That would have been funny.
You could just lose the weight, but no, you can't do that. We must think of every ridiculous excuse.
I'm gonna make my own FatCon as a giant troll. Do it in Phoenix. Only give them like 3 chairs for the whole convention. The only food you got is broccoli.
Dude, you know what? The episode of Boondocks with the Luther burger.
The Luther burger.
The tables were literally beds, or the chairs were beds.
And cope to remove responsibility over our own lives.
Black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight.
What? So diets are now racist? Carbs and calories are now racist?
Why does that person right there look like Prince?
It does. We found the joke. We need to find the JoJo. We need to find the sand user. Sand user.
We lose it slower. The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Right, I'm sure that's how the science works. Racism is why you can't lose weight. But going back to the people at FatCon, it is astonishing how much they will try to separate themselves from being the cause of their problems with the language that they use.
I went to REI looking for a life jacket, and I was super budget restricted. I was super broke at that point in my life.
Budget restricted, you mean you were broke. You didn't have money. Maybe stop eating McDonald's 5 days a week. You won't worry about that because McDonald's is expensive.
Yeah, a lot of fast food places are getting super expensive. I mean, maybe that's a good thing?
They are proof.
Oh.
There are video proof in what I'm
saying now that the U.S. and isn't that safe. It might be less worse, but still isn't meal.
Well, the other problem is dieting is not a do this for 6 months and you'll be fine. Dieting is losing weight is a lifestyle change. You have to change your lifestyle.
And unfortunately, I will say this. It is extremely hard to lose weight. It's not as easy as, hey, just get up and go exercise. Especially, like, it also depends on, like, your income, too, because food and healthy stuff is expensive. Like, I started gaining weight again as soon as I got off Slim for Life because we couldn't afford that shit anymore.
Yeah, it was getting pricey.
Budget restricted? These people and their euphemisms. 5 syllables to replace a 1-syllable word.
I saw a bunch of life jackets that would fit my budget but not my body. So when I talked to a sales rep, he basically confirmed that. Like, there was one life jacket that would maybe fit my body, and it was about 3 times more than my budget. So I basically told him, well, nothing works for me here because I don't have that money in my bank account, and none of the other ones fit my body. And as I was leaving, he basically yelled at me, "You're never going to find anything that fits your body for that price."
Pay attention to the words. He doesn't say,
Probably wants to say that story's not true. They probably said we can't find anything in that size for that price. You know how it is. But that would be funny if she did say that.
An idea for Reacts is comparing U.S. food compared to European food would be a great learning process. Then we have to go buy European food.
No, they probably have videos online.
I guess.
"This life jacket won't fit me." Instead, she says multiple times, "This life jacket won't fit my body," as if her body is separate from who she is, as if her decisions didn't lead her to being that size. "It's not my choices, it's just the way my body is." I point this out because this is a consistent thing that fat activists do. They say things like, "I'm living in a bigger body," to remove agency over their life. You don't live in a bigger body, you have an addiction that you're not willing to correct, and you ate your...
Okay. In a lot of cases, yes. But in a lot of cases, no. I will argue this. Sometimes it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they can't eat healthy. It's because they don't have the money to eat healthy, I guess. If she was already complaining about not having money to buy a thing, then I doubt she can afford healthy foods. It's a combination. It's a combination of your choices as well as what you can't really control.
If you want to be able to eat more vegetables, but it costs too much, eat frozen vegetables. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we got a bag of frozen broccoli we need to cook up.
way into being obese.
Later that day, I tweeted about the incident, and all this hate came in the responses. And one thing that really stands out to me is just the idea that was being communicated, that fat people don't belong in the outdoors because they're going to get injured, they're going to die, they're expensive to rescue, and that's taxpayer money. Like, that was the theme of this response thread. And it was this moment that, like, clicked in my brain, like, I am not the problem here. I am totally capable of that trip. I did it. The industry is the problem. The social barriers, the industrial barriers, the systemic barriers are the problem.
No.
No.
I don't think that's the problem at all.
Not my body.
You know, probably one of the most entitled things you can do is create a problem for yourself and then call the consequences of your bad choices persecution and discrimination. Because there's this underlying implication that it's wrong for them to charge her more money for a bigger life jacket, despite the fact that it costs more materials to make, it takes up more space in the store, is less sellable than a standard size because not as many people need it, so having it take up shelf space at the store costs them money. And
Point.
the larger capacity...
Hence why, when you start getting the bigger sizes t-shirts, they cost more than small.
Yeah.
Because it uses more materials.
It might have required more
I like this
advanced design
background.
or engineering. She's
Background.
offended that a bigger thing costs more. And I guarantee you that's what she's saying because it's something that's commonly said by the fat acceptance crowd. Well, I'm budget restricted, so I shouldn't have to pay more for clothes. Really? Because you weren't budget restricted when it came to food. Do you know how expensive it is to be obese?
All the other countries that wonder and say that Americans are just fat and lazy and they don't do anything to better themselves.
Okay, let's go through all this. Okay, this is about the only cheap thing she's got.
Ramen noodles, yeah.
The sodium there. Mm-hmm. What has it got?
This is what $115 gets you. This is going to feed my kids for
115. All you got snacks. Snacks.
Yeah, all you got
2
is
tubs of ice cream.
a week. And this doesn't include any dinners.
powdered donuts
The only vegetable I don't even know what this is.
and an avocado, I think.
5 pounds of potatoes.
Potatoes are good.
Mayonnaise.
I think that's ranch.
Ranch.
There are no dinners here. This is lunch.
There's no dinners?
Yeah,
And
this
snacks.
is all snacks.
I don't know how people are making it.
Did you need the ice cream?
Yeah, you don't need ice cream.
You didn't need the powdered donuts.
Hard out there.
The Ritz crackers. This is
That is like that knockoff cereal.
Yeah, the knockoff cereal.
I'm actually shocked because I still live in a fantasy land in my head where people don't buy these items. I mean, sure, if you're at a party or if it's like a cheat day, go ahead and reach for the Takis, but chips, soda, ice cream, and donuts for daily consumption? People do that? Now, the narrative point of her video is a little confusing.
To be fair, how much we pay on groceries? Roughly a good 300 plus.
Yeah, but to be fair, we also get a lot of miscellaneous shit that's expensive too.
Oh yeah, that's not eating food. Okay, how much do you think we spend on? We buy meat.
Yeah, we're seeing Price Chopper has a deal. If you get 5 things of chicken, you can get for $25. Giant thing of hamburger meat, steak. I get some thin steaks. That can hit you up to like $50, give or take. But that chicken lasts us a while too.
Yeah.
Confusing because you would think that food being expensive would make it harder for her to be overweight.
Like, mix it with rice. Get a 5-pound bag of rice. That will stress food out a lot.
Rice and broccoli.
Yeah.
We spent around $350 a month on here. Is that just for one person or is that for multiple?
But I can see why she's that size. Thin people don't eat like this. And it's the same with the strawberry lemonade that girl had earlier. You know, the one who wrote the change.org petition. Thin people don't drink calories. That's fat people behavior. I mean, these people will drink an entire meal's worth of calories multiple times a day.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're drinking soda or something with sugar in it, like juice. There's a ton of calories in that.
All the sugar and junk.
Yeah.
Wonder why they can't lose weight.
What do you drink in the morning?
Chocolate milk, juice, sometimes
Chocolate
soda.
milk and juice.
Yeah.
I spend
Those
like
are high-calorie drinks.
Yeah.
And that's really what this is all about.
Yeah,
they're only mad because they can't lose weight, and they're using fat acceptance as a cope. I mean, just look how quickly Lizzo changed her tune when she started losing weight.
You look good, Queen. Hold on.
Wow.
Fit then. Let me give you the fit details, because you already know.
Oh,
you already
damn.
Know you already know I'm in that motherfucking giddy, hoe. I'm in that giddy bitch.
That's Lizzo?
She was on Lizzo.
She got sexy.
Yeah, well, what a shocker when Ozempic comes out and you can afford it.
Eloquently said. But this is
She
strange
went from
because I
that to
have this
that.
article here
Wow.
saying that you like being fat. It's so strange that the minute Ozempic gets popularized for weight loss, Lizzo starts dumping weight. What happened to, I have a really hot body. I'm a
Yeah, no. Realistically, no one wants to be fat. No one wants to be fat. They just claim they're, we just want to be accepted. But no, you just don't want to be fat, but you can't help.
What the Nux said, of all these people that have the fat acceptance, maybe you give them, if you can give them a quick, they could snap their fingers, they'd be thin, every one of them would do it.
Yep.
body icon. Interesting how that narrative is gone the minute that the medical industry gets effective weight loss drugs.
Ozempic and the body condition of most of the people at the Golden Globes shows that the fat acceptance movement was all a scam. The moment that you had an easy route out of being overweight, body positivity went out of the window.
That's so true, because they're such hypocrites. They're such pieces of shit.
Well, another point to point out, look at the Rock. How is he more ripped and more muscly in his 50s than when he was wrestling in his 20s?
Why are we talking about steroids?
Yeah, because, I mean, that's also pushing up harmful ideas.
Now, the ones who are not trying to manage their weight are becoming so radical that they are now just saying the quiet part out loud. For context, this image is censored because she's naked, which probably violates Instagram's community guidelines. But anyway, the post says, if you think body positivity is all about helping thin folks, find another opportunity to celebrate their bodies. Thank you for admitting to that. I mean, we all pretty much expected that body positivity had nothing to do with people who have real problems, like a missing limb or a horrible skin condition. Contrary to what the media has been gaslighting us about for years, it's always been about obese people. And probably one of the more disturbing parts of FatCon is this here.
Welcome to day one of FatCon 2025.
Yeah, what do you do?
Look at those chairs. Those are normal sized chairs.
Huh.
There's gonna be a cheek hanging off each side.
But we're so excited
to have so many
I like how they space out the chairs too.
guest speakers, keynote speakers, workshops, panels.
Listen to
you
her
name it,
talk.
from fat liberation parenting.
What exactly is fat liberation parenting?
What is half of the things that they're even doing at this convention? I literally don't understand this. They should have gone with, beanbags. Oh yeah, beanbag chairs. Yeah, there you
Here's
go.
another thought. You know how like anime cons are like there's orgies that go on? I wonder if that's the same thing that happens here.
It's Akira.
It's just one big mass. And
It's Akira. It's Akira.
Are you telling kids that it's okay to be obese? Well, let's just go to the website.
Why did they use this for? Why did they use this stock image of two whales at?
Here we can see a picture of two whales, which, considering the context, was probably not the best choice for a stock image. But
Wait. Loco's asking, what happened in Anime Con?
That's a thing that goes around that supposedly people get together and have swinger orgies at anime cons and furry cons.
Purgies. Schmorgies? Smorgies.
I wonder if the same thing happens here.
Schmorgies.
The smell.
Fat G's.
The description says that fat liberation is a practice. It's raising resilient kids in a fat-phobic world.
Their knees can't hold them right.
You should not teach your kids that being fat is okay.
No.
That is going to shorten their life as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's fighting anti-fat bias and oppression. And how exactly are you doing that? Again, are you telling kids that it's okay to be obese? Because that seems to be the general narrative of FatCon. Lower down.
I don't want to know what was behind that square and that frog.
Don't ask.
It says, fat phobia and diet culture bombards parents with the harmful message that the worst outcome for ourselves and our kids is to be fat. Then next to it is a picture of a child who's thin. Again, who's picking these stock images? I thought we were trying to get rid of weight stigma. Last, it says that weight isn't connected to health. And it's suggesting that...
What?
Where do they get this statistic? I'm sorry, no. Every time you go to a doctor's appointment, one of the first things they do is check your weight.
Saving the Whales GoFundMe campaign.
Hey! Save with the
Doctors'
whales.
recommendations about obesity are wrong.
We need to
so they are
calm
saying that childhood
down,
obesity is okay. Yet again, radical leftists feel no
And
problem
whales.
thrusting their harmful ideology onto children. Stuff like this is why people on the moderate left who don't have insane and unscientific beliefs are fleeing the party.
FatCon
Anyway,
whales.
the founder of Fat Liberation Parenting goes on to describe herself as mid-fat when she really means obese. But more importantly, the big problem that I have with the
She's
stuff
average fat.
around children is that if you don't teach children healthy habits when they're young,
The
then the
new
odds of them
average
becoming
anyway.
morbidly obese adults skyrockets. And I bring this up because recently I've been
Oh,
binging
God,
My
this
600
show.
Pound Life, and if you watch that show, then right away it becomes very apparent that the weight is a huge problem in the lives of the people who are on that show, as
Yep.
most of them can't walk more than a few steps.
Once you stand up, you feel all
Oh,
the
poor
weight
dog.
on your legs. I am very terrified of falling. I have gotten to where I use an office chair in the house in order to be able to
Oh, there's stains on the chair.
maneuver where I need to go.
Imagine having to sit down in a chair just to go the distance of about 5 or 10 steps to leave your bedroom. It gets worse. The
No,
amount
that's
she struggles
hell.
just to sit down in a car is ridiculous.
They have to use a van because you can't fit in a normal car.
Oh, God. This is depressing.
This is actually very common for this show. Half of My 600 Pound Life
Sorry, I am brutally honest, because I know what it does to you being fat, and I was so close being diabetic if I did not lose weight. Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
these people they're living in la la land if they think being fat doesn't affect your health.
You have to. You have not died.
You have not died of dysentery. Get to Oregon without soiling your britches.
It's like watching someone play a game of Oregon Trail because they're required to go to
You
Houston
ever played
to
that game?
No.
visit the
That's an
doctor
old
before he'll
game.
work with them, and they're so big that it's actually dangerous for them to travel in a car for prolonged periods of time. And in this particular episode, their car broke down and they got stuck out in the middle of the freeway in super hot weather. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part comes from the first few minutes of the episode, where Delana struggles to walk from a car to the front door.
1, 2, 3.
Oh. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Okay, in this 600-pound life. What's to say this person at her height, she should be, let's say, roughly 150 pounds. Now I want you to think, what is the heaviest thing you could physically pick up without hurting yourself? Before hurting yourself. Like
I remember I had a TV fall on me when I was younger. And no, not a flat screen TV.
The big heavy bitches.
Big heavy bitches.
But think about that. Like, I think at work, like, maybe I could pick up a 120-pound box before I'm, like, hurting my back or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's carrying around she's picking up 400 pounds of dead weight. Yeah, that's on her knees, on her back, on her spine, just
She's basically training with weighted clothes. Forever.
Ugh.
Except she's not getting any benefits. Oh, God!
Oh, God. Oh,
That
God.
was gonna happen.
Can you crawl?
No, my knees hurt.
Green County 911.
We need an ambulance. My daughter has fallen and we can't get her up.
Oh, her poor fucking legs.
2, 3. Damn it,
It's just depressing.
Ow! Ow! It hurts. Oh my God, my
Yeah,
knee.
she's probably in excruciating
She couldn't
pain.
do it. Not only could she not walk up the stairs, not only did she have to call 911 to get back up after she
I do not know my weight in pounds, so I will say an estimate number. 4 years ago, I was around 360. Now I am at 190 just by changing my diet. Recently, I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job, Logic Dude.
I want to go for a walk after we eat.
Oh, yeah. I feel so bad for her. Oh, poor lady.
fell, but they
God.
also had to destroy her porch and get 6 different people to lift her back up into the house. So when you don't correct children's eating habits and you tell them that it's healthy to be fat, you are putting them at a much higher risk of living this lifestyle when they get older. Fortunately, Delana was one of the good episodes, and by the end of the show, she lost a pretty significant amount of weight and got her mobility back. Kind of an inspiring story because in reality, a lot of the participants on this show don't lose any weight, and I actually find those episodes incredibly depressing and difficult to watch. But the more I look at the fat acceptance stuff, the more disgusted.
And then a couple days later, you hear that that specific person probably passed away.
Remember when the TLC used to be kind of like Discovery Channel? Now it's like just a freak show channel, I swear.
That I am with how much time they spend coping and living in delusion instead of getting to work.
I'm a fat athlete, and despite 15 years of experience and being a certified personal trainer, whenever I walk into a fitness space, everyone assumes I'm a beginner.
You're a 15-year personal trainer? What the actual fuck?
What happened to you?
You've been training
Who
at
needs an obese
McDonald's?
personal trainer? Like 90% of the people who hire a trainer are doing so to lose weight, and the reason they think that you're a beginner is because you look like the before photo on someone's fitness journey.
Yeah.
Also, I found her Instagram, and not only does she have basically no examples of her workout performance, but the one time she did post a workout, you can read the description and see that she clearly has no idea how to make a person.
I changed up exercise every class, and in addition to the resistance bonds and body weight exercises, we also use 1 to 2 pound dumbbells.
1 to 2 pound dumbbells?
I talk a lot. I just saw that. This is so helpful to see. I want to...
Smart asses online.
This looks like a good workout. I wish I could be there.
I use
kilograms measurements. It's still kind of difficult for me.
Be right back. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is probably gonna be our last vlog.
And fit. Using 1-pound dumbbells and changing the exercises every workout is exactly how a beginner would teach fitness. But as for actually losing the weight and making the change, sure, I can go over a ton of different strategies to make that easier, and I have done that in many videos because fitness and weight loss are a specialty of mine, but the most important thing for any change is to stop making excuses and just get out there and do it. Plenty of people love to spend months to years consuming self-help content, followed by never making a change. Sure, having lots of background knowledge is great, but the most important part of self-improvement is that you actually start implementing the new things that you've learned as soon as possible. I like to think of it this way. If you want things to get better, then at some point you're going to have to bite the bullet and get to work. So why not just do that now? Stop waiting.
True.
If you need to jump into a cold pool of water, waiting 20 minutes doesn't make it any warmer. The only thing that works is jumping in and dealing with the discomfort. So
I love that. I love jumping into cold water. It's so fun.
why prolong that? Just get it over with. In fact, the longer you wait, the more anxiety will build, which will make it less likely that you'll make a change. So just get out there and do it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and also...
Thank you all for joining us with this video. Yeah.
You want to react to,
Thank you all for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It would make me very happy. Kiss, kiss,